laced up.
Let's go!
It's time for Banter with the boys.
Welcome back to Gridiron Updates. I'm Roberto. This is Jacob. Kevin's is behind the cameras.
Yo, Kev.
Making us sound beautiful.
That's right.
We're here for a little tent talk.
So much easier when it's just the two of us.
It is totally. And when we just do it once, also, it's very, you know it's coming. So we're talking about news, injuries, and everything coming up to the Soup or Bowl.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, Jacob?
Not a whole lot of injuries to report, thankfully.
Yeah, I think both teams, was there? All right.
Came out pretty healthy.
Yeah. For the Super Bowl, I guess.
Yeah. And then they've got a week off to get better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
unless there's some freak accident.
Sure. Fireworks.
Yeah.
Stay away from fireworks.
That's right. Don't touch them.
Because it's in California.
It is.
Which I'm assuming that fireworks are probably illegal. But
yeah, it's still easy to acquire, probably.
I bet, actually, because I've seen a few videos over helicopters flying over Los Angeles over the 4th of July, and they party.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, not a lot of injury news. I have notes on a lot of head coaching stuff since we last spoke a week ago.
A lot of movements.
Yeah.
A lot of new peeps.
Where do we start? I guess we could start with my Ravens hiring Jesse Minter as their head coach.
He was not your leading candidate.
He was not.
Where would you put him on your list?
2 or 3.
2 or 3? I mean, top 5?
I mean, I'm okay. I still think I would have preferred an offensive-minded head coach over a defensive one. But the more that I look at it and think about it, it makes some sense. But it's also not getting away from the Harbaugh because. He was because he was with John in Baltimore, and then he went to Michigan with Jim.
Yeah,
coach there with Jim, and then went over with Jim to the Chargers. So he's had and been in this Harbaugh
tree.
Yeah, this Harbaugh.
Are they considered the same tree?
I think they have to be because they share they share coordinators back and forth. It seems like they're like, hey, check out this guy, he's pretty good, and then everybody just gets passed around. So I don't hate it, but
you don't love it.
I don't love it.
Okay, all right.
And we can stay in the AFC North. Mike McCarthy, surprise signing as the
very
head coach
surprised. Do you think Aaron Rodgers had a voice in that decision?
No, I don't think so. I don't think the Rooneys are that kind of.
You sure he wasn't
that kind of ownership?
Like somewhere in like Central America, a little ayahuasca, and Mike McCarthy was the calling?
No,
okay.
I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, well, that's what we do here on the Gridiron Updates.
I don't think it hurts to bring in McCarthy, and that because it's an offensive scheme that Aaron Rodgers is going to be familiar with, and if he wants to stay in Pittsburgh, it's a coach that he has experience with, is familiar with, even though they may not necessarily have the best off the field relationship. They worked pretty well together for their entire tenure together. So
they did win together. So that's an opportunity. Why do you think Aaron Rodgers is done? Or do you think this probably opened that door open to a crack now?
I think that opens the door some for him to come back to Pittsburgh. If he doesn't come back to Pittsburgh, I think he's done because I don't know where he would want to play in a brand new system somewhere else.
No Vikings?
And no, I don't think so.
All those weapons?
I don't think KOC would want to do that to McCarthy. It's like he's already got a Ferrari, right? Or a Porsche, whatever you call it.
But we've driven it for 1 year now.
And we're done.
No. You got minimum 2 years with me.
Yeah.
That's kind of my gold standard. But unless it's really bad.
Yeah. And because it's like, where else would he play? Not Buffalo, in Miami, Arizona possibly has an opening. The Raiders.
Well, the Raiders will have Fernando.
True. Or if you want to believe rumors that they're going to trade for Lamar. I think that's kind of a harebrained idea.
I could see something interesting now that Harbaugh is gone. I mean, I wouldn't be totally surprised if something happened with Lamar. Because how old is he now?
28.
All right. That'd be interesting, But there definitely have to be a restructure because how's his contract look?
There's a lot of dollars there. Restructuring his contract is one of Eric DeCosta's priorities this offseason. I mean, they have a decent amount of salary cap space as it is, but to restructure Lamar's contract to free up some additional dollars now and push it out would be beneficial for the team.
Yeah, and I don't know. I still think you guys are kind of still in your window. Lamar still has a window available, and there's a lot of pieces and everything because there's not really much changing on the roster aspect.
Right.
Other than his availability was the worst attribute for
This
the
year,
Ravens last.
100%.
So, but that's how it happens in the NFL in the old game of tackle football.
That's right. People get hurt, unfortunately.
What else do we got? So we got McCarthy up there. We also have Brady.
Yeah, Joe Brady. That got announced yesterday, yesterday or early today.
Yeah. So in-house, which is, I always like to see in-house hire.
I think, there's benefits to that. And I think that shares a similar aspect to Jesse Minter getting hired. Like there's some kind of, and I was talking about this, there's some kind of culture that's there that you want to keep or continue to grow and develop.
Yeah.
Because culture, I think, does wonders for a lot of these locker rooms nowadays. And getting players to buy into a system and actually perform or fill a specific role.
Yeah. And that's the nice thing about in-house. Like he already knows the facility, knows all the players know him. He's been running the offense, so nothing on that aspect. It's just gonna be a defensive coordinator they're gonna have to pick up.
Yeah.
And maybe get a wide receiver one. I don't know if Coleman. I mean, he's a rookie, so like I say, for all rookies, I give him a second year before I, make a decision if what the overall value or where he fits in the team. But what else for coaching moveroos?
So we still have openings, obviously, for the Raiders, Cardinals, and Browns. Those are the only three still left open.
Nobody wants to be at the Browns. Everyone's saying no currently that we know about in the public.
And then, so that also makes me think that all three of these teams are waiting for Patriots and or Seahawks to finally wrap things up.
Well, it's happened in the past before where coaches. I mean, I guess with KOC, did we announce it or we already kind of knew that he was coming here before the Super Bowl? I can't remember, but either way, yeah. Well, and that stuff might leak in the next week.
That's true.
So that'll be something to stay tuned with on that aspect. And I bet you the rumors will be flying because the conversations will be getting very repetitive, and you got to find some new stuff.
That's right.
During media week.
Broncos canned their offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi today.
Bye.
Yeah. And Brian Dable is taking the role of offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans.
Interesting.
I think so too.
I mean, that's where he made his bread and butter in the NFL.
Yep.
So,
and I think Cam Ward is a version of Josh Allen, and that's kind of how Dable was one of the second offensive coordinator for Josh Allen. We saw a tremendous amount of growth for him. So I think that could be good for Cam Ward in the coming years, as long as they're able to at least stay or keep that in place.
Yeah, sometimes the players will make your career. You become a really good offensive coordinator for some reason. Oh, so we got those three left wide open. Oh, let's talk about something here that I got to open it up.
What'd you find?
A little mock draft, kind of where we're sitting at now. Since everyone's kind of in their positions, at least we got the top 10. Raiders.
Yeah.
Looks like probably they're going Fernando Mendoza from the national championship Indiana Hoosiers. I mean, he looks like the real deal.
Yeah.
Big dude, got arm talent. He does look like Kirk Cousins in my eyes, but I also think he's a bigger, more athletic Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Even though Kurt was pretty athletic in college, but I think he's just a different athletic. But I don't know if you did see the play of the championship game where he did the famous run for the touchdown to win it. Well, when he was back in Cal, there was a play where they were playing Miami, and 31 came up and just stuck him.
Oh, yeah?
And then the game was over on a 4th down play.
I didn't see that.
So this was the same play. 31, I forgot his last, starts with the B. Was the guy that he trucked. Exact same guy that he trucked, that he spun out of and then dove into the end zone.
Nice.
So sorry about that. We're just talking about college and it made me think of that. Also, so we got Jets number 2. Arvil Reese, kind of from Ohio State, is projected right in here. The Jets could always use a little more defense, especially with Aaron Glenn there. I could definitely see a position there. Yeah, Cardinals, they got Ruben Bain going there. You did get to see him play in the national championship game and saw his versatility. Also, Titans are in 4, and it's Mangola, if I'm saying that right. I don't know. So yeah, Miami tackle.
Yeah.
Was he the dude with I think he had the
big neck roll.
Yeah. After that you got Giants. It looks like David Bailey out of Texas Tech, the kind of pitcher there. Okay. Cleveland Browns followed up with Carnell Tate from Ohio State, the receiver, which would be the first other than the quarterback skilled position.
Yeah.
Out of the top 5. And then the Commanders with Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame. I think he could definitely, because they could, after losing Brian Thomas Jr.
Yes.
To the 49ers. So they traded him. And then they had Eckler, and then Eckler went down right away. And then Merritt, the rookie, stepped up nicely. But if you pass up a talent, that'd be a spot where I could see them taking a position for Washington.
Yeah. They need a healthy, strong running game to help keep some of the pressure off of Jaden Daniels for sure.
Yeah, and when Thomas was rolling for that rookie year, and that's what they thought.
Electric for sure.
It was definitely so. And then we're getting down later. Saints. They got Mekhi Lemon from USC, because there's been talks with Chris Olave maybe departing there or getting traded. So I can see why they're projecting a receiver there.
That's interesting. I guess I kind of see it, because Olave surprisingly is an older receiver than I think we take for granted or think of. I feel like he's
still on his rookie.
I don't think he's still on his rookie deal.
They maybe did sign same year as Jefferson then,
because
he's a year older than Jefferson.
And then he's had the injury. It feels like he's always getting hurt every year, which is unfortunate. Some of it, like early on, was like concussions and things like that. So
yeah, he's been pretty injury prone. So I think also the fans have kind of
but when he's healthy,
he's been pretty decent,
right? And the availability is the best ability.
Yeah, the old Bud Grant sign there. Also 9th, Kansas City Chiefs. Probably that was the last time they've drafted in the top 10. Cornerback Maysor Delane of Virginia Tech on this projection.
That's a lot of defense going in that top 10.
Well, that's kind of the strong point of it. That was kind of this year's just so into the draft. It's a elite edge rusher class, weak on the QB outside of Mendoza, strong receiver and D line depth. And then so that's why a lot of teams, they're projecting a lot of trades, a lot of trade outs in this draft. So that kind of wraps up. Oh yeah, the Bengals coming in at 10th, and they had Walter Nolan from Old Miss, the old D tackle. And definitely the Bengals need some help on that defensive line, just on that defensive side. And so that is kind of your top 10 mock draft, something to start thinking about, because after this next game, that's all we'll be talking about is draft.
Yeah.
So,
mock drafts, keeping your fingers crossed that, and free agency. That's going to be a whirlwind too.
Yeah, the free agency's fun for a little bit. You get those little spikes here and there. You hear about a guy, or then they decide. But then there's like a lull for a moment where the top 10 get signed, and then it's just kind of oh, that's a nice pick. Like Jason Hargrave or Allen we picked up. Actually those are big signings for us. But for the Super Bowl, just kind of little fun facts we were looking at here. Youngest duel of quarterbacks, Sam Darnold and Drake Mays, since Garoppolo versus Mahomes. So I'm not even know what year that Super Bowl was. San Francisco.
4 years ago?
Okay.
Was it? I think. Maybe
So
5.
Setting records. Lowest AFC title game in decades, almost since like 82.
Oh, points scored?
Points scored on that aspect. Oh, what else did we have fun? It's kind of interesting on the Super Bowl part of it, though, is it's 2 defensive-minded coaches, which, especially in today's NFL, everyone going offense. I have offense wins in the NFL. They've totally switched.
Yeah.
To see 2 defensive-minded coaches make it kind of adds a little interesting twist. You think the NFL is shifting now back to defense is the thing? Or is the rule makers not going to allow that?
We're going to, put rules in place to limit to limit head coaching candidacy for defensive coordinators.
Yeah. Make some kind of quota on that or something like that. So, but Super Bowl is in a couple weeks from now. We're going to do another show next week. We'll get in depth with all the X's and O's and get all our picks and stuff. So, any other final thoughts here before we kind of wrap up today?
Yeah, actually something crazy that came through the news line late this afternoon. I wrote it down because that's how late it came through. Bill Belichick was eligible for Hall of Fame induction, and he went through voting, and he did not get the votes required to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
He ain't going.
Bill Belichick is not
year.
a first ballot Hall of Fame head coach.
Let that sink in.
Yeah. What the heck?
How many Super Bowls do you think? Does that raise the bar of how many Super Bowls you need to win before?
It's got to, because he's 6 Super Bowls, 302 regular season wins, 31 playoff wins. He went 31-13 in the playoffs.
Yeah. So I mean, we talked a little bit before we got on the show of this of like the writers, the ones who determine a lot of this, and the writers probably a lot of the ones that wrote about Spygate and Deflategate and like that. So they have, I think, more of vendetta against Bill than anything else, and this is them showing by not electing by far the best coach ever.
Right. I'm curious to know the writers that didn't vote for it.
Our local guy didn't. Who? Laval?
Oh, really?
Yeah. He talked about it, and that was one of the things.
Save the pettiness for the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame voting, please.
Yep. There we can go there and your PEDs.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, from Roberto, we got Jacob. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Kevin behind the camera and
Kevin.
the production aspects.
That's right.
Follow us on all the internets.
I think that's like Apple Podcasts or Applecast, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and there may be some other ones wherever you get your podcasts and listen to our great voices and others like ours.
Exactly. So thanks again. Until the Super Bowl, we out.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more Banter with the Boys.